against them. It is how I evaluate. Is this actually a good player? Are the stats fake? What's going on here? And Estriel always delivers. He is top of the charts when he plays against FaZe. His KD is fantastic. He's been incredibly consistent. And this is now 2 years in a row, one of the few players that can hang with the best.
He's only got a 1.05. Is that a sort of sign of greatness against FaZe?
Yeah, a 1.5 being the second highest overall KD is crazy. Yeah, last year there were 3 players that had a positive KD against FaZe as a whole. So yeah, FaZe will break teams. Estriel just isn't that guy.
No, not at all. He gets an Hardpoint as well. Rocker, what are we worried about? A slow start. What have we got? Not that yet. Good stuff. Off rip. Here comes Sim though. Makes his way up P2. Can Paul keep Estriel alive in the point? Not for too long, but he does walk away with a couple of kills in the meantime. So a lovely open here from Rocker. A nice solid 15 seconds to start things off. Oh, but a strong hold from FaZe on the next wave of players.
Yeah, and you can even see from like Paul's perspective though how good FaZe is, right? He's worried about the guy in the window. That's the opening for aBeZy to get to time, and you're just isolating gunfights around the point. You're trusting aBeZy to make it happen, but eventually the flank rolls through. Estriel gets the guy out of top trips, and more importantly, the rest of the team wins their gunfight. So Atlanta FaZe back towards their spawn, and this is just a victory lap time right now for Minnesota. Estriel's taking so much space, delivered you 2 extra kills, and Minnesota have cooked themselves up a very nice lead. They do have to worry about that one spot.
He gets you the space and the time. That man's got the stones, but another man with stones on him is absolutely selling him now on a big old pinch. Makes his way in through the back line. Oh, can't get the hold as Estriel brought down this time. Cell, what an entry. Can you hold on though? Absolutely, folks. Sim backs him up. Time's there as FaZe claw back here in P2.
And how about the craziness of those 2 kills that Estriel got in the trips? The timing for one of them spawned out at all. The timing for the second guy got him to spawn in the back because the old time was still active. So close to perfection, but even still, they battle through, get the re-break, and looks like Minnesota will get the final 20 seconds. And, well, the fight for rotation, Estriel versus Simp. How about that? Battle for the ages, but Simp takes him down. FaZe have stabilized their game on rotation, working about a 15-point deficit.
Yeah, it was a long time Sim sat in the back line there, and in that, Rocker have managed to net a decent amount of the P2. Forward, we're now fighting. Draz are still sitting 0-8, but that's not a terrible thing right now if you're FaZe. You're still keeping things as competitive as possible. Draz, awkward timing. Will his first be with the blade, or will it be with a bullet? It's a bullet indeed, folks. There we go. FaZe rocking it so far here at P3. Still time in the back, and Estriel looking to make those entries. Not going to happen. FaZe committing a lot to the rear defense.
Oh yeah, that is both the SMG players. A lot of SMGs on P3 think you need to be playing in time, playing in corners, but no, everyone needs to get involved for locking down those back spawns. Simp and aBeZy, the tears provide, but Minnesota, they have the hill swarm. Sim's got the front door. SMGs right now for Atlanta FaZe doing everything, because Raza still only has 1 kill, but in spite of that, Simp, a god amongst men. It takes Estriel getting 2 to drop him.
Absolutely. Well, a short-lived lead change for Atlanta FaZe there, but in the money hill, we're here in position. Paul looking for a quick entry. Draws no easy find. There's Abe, though, finds 2. And that is going to be a problem right now for the Rocker boys. We will test their break at one of the mightiest hard points in the game.
Once again, Atlanta FaZe, a cool look at them. Just a massive stack around the timing computers. Everybody getting involved for the rotation. And, well, guys are pulling out the sub. He's got Spiral, Selling. He's got 1 under the computers. And they just got the first 2 entry kills. And that will be a clean 4 down, as easy as you like it. The first retake attempt there by Rocker, stuffed.
Was that easy AF, according to the weapon charm? Available now in the store. That was slick. You can't line chat. You got to tip it. Hardpoint still very much in the hands of FaZe. Nearly a perfect money hill 2 now on the feed. There we go. Cell can't get Estriel down. Simp last man there. You're gonna get the break. Rocker better late than never, folks. 20 to go. Now quick reinforce, because FaZe trying to keep the pressure up.
Yeah, I'm loving the game out of Estriel so far. Again, one of the top performers against FaZe, consistent 2 years in a row. He's 14-8 as well, and he has been a multi-kill machine. But in spite of the battle, we are just working for the transition back over to P1. Main theme I'd say we have on the first set of rotations, Minnesota maybe didn't handle the P2 as well as they would have liked, and Draza just needs to get a few more kills.
Yeah, great check in there on our first set. Second set now begins. FaZe are in the time already. Over to Paul, different looks, different side of the map, different weapon as he tries to help his boys get in time. Fast adaptation here. Bit of an awkward pinch is on. You now push that one side out, and you've got yourself complete control of the hard point for now. Great nades from Sim. No trophy. Paul caught out of position. Well and truly overwhelmed. It's the Phenom in the feed with 2.
the Simp experience as well, right? In the exact moment, he's going to be the guy side lab. He knows he needs a longer gun for the job, pulls out the A's. So heads up gameplay from Simp, as is tradition. And an important moment as well for Atlanta FaZe, because it's this time that they are in control of the right side spawns in the power positions. It's a similar look to what Minnesota had them in the stranglehold on this rotation, but Minnesota dropped the ball. This is Atlanta FaZe's opportunity to execute.
Yeah, they're going to run home for goal. Now, again, testing Rocker's brakes, not bad, but a little bit late. Now 2 through the middle of the map, selling by point. Trying to fight your way over the top. FaZe have got the numbers. Now spawns in the back, and again, they die very close together, so those reinforcements are coming in hot. Full pockets ready to party, and into the time we go for Nero. Draz has been pressured, and they haven't been able to bring him down, so Draz is still alive. The pinch is now on. Nero battling from the hill alone.
Yeah, but Jaws' life kept Atlanta FaZe in the time. Just his ability to stay alive, make sure the reinforcements can come in, but no trophies around the time means everybody's getting tagged up. The nade is what got Celium killed, and the nade is exactly what kills Abizi. So Atlanta FaZe do not execute on the P2. Minnesota Rocker end up blocking, and now they're fighting through the spawns. Be careful about the spawn management. Don't let anybody slip through, but Gio caught a little unaware. Atlanta FaZe, they have the open route.
Yeah, now they're in the back. On the Nero now, trying to deal with these players. Can't get a Beezy. 1 bullet difference maker. And now you're in the back. That's going to be the spawns flipping indeed. Rocker now on the outside of the point. Now from the far side of the map, they cross FaZe. What a turning point. With the lead in hand as well, this is a massive opportunity.
And look at the mini-map, dude. Number 6 and number 5 just making sure they keep the pressure on those back spawns. Minnesota did not turn tail and run and play for the spawn, so they're going to have to fight through the front. A nightmare when Simp is on the front line.
And there it is. Yeah, Simp holds it down together as long as he can. Over to Abizi now on a 4 spree at 21-14. Another 3 down. Last man up for Rocker Paul. Staggered out in mid-map. Wow, Rocker, you started off great, but FaZe a little too dangerous. Let's go for a listen in.
I'm seeing towers.
I don't see anything on new. I don't see anything on new. All fucking. One's on ult, or one's on zip.
I don't see
Zip.
towers, Zach.
2 zip in there.
Okay,
Picture
no,
it,
no,
picture
no,
it.
no,
Ult.
no,
I got ult.
What the hell?
Let's
play this. Are we a spawn kill this guy?
Yeah, let's go.
He's just falling back. He's just falling back then.
Turn.
I turned.
I'm jumping.
He didn't hit the right.
I'm with you.
I hear. Oh, watch out, ult.
Come inside, help.
I hear. On you, dead.
Nice,
I
dude.
watch out. Nice. Spiral late. You get hit.
I am. What's this spiral? I am.
Oh my god.
I'll send Vigor.
One more spiral on me.
I have Vigor.
I bench.
I have spiral. I have all spiral. Nothing spiral. They tried stunning.
I have left.
Spiral.
Watch out. Nice.
Spiral. That's real.
What's Vigor killed you?
Two spiral. Nice.
I'm here.
Spiral. Fucking spiral. Hold on. He's still here. I'll just kill him.
Yeah, I'm blocking. I'm hard blocking. All ammo. Just all ammo. I'm in ammo right now. All ammo. Bottom ammo dead. Bottom ammo to me.
Go right on me.
One ammo. That's real. Yeah, go. I'm going top ammo. Gun dead. Start to point. I'm bottom ammo across. I'm killed one.
Bottom ammo.
Dead.
Nice. Item.
One shot in. He's going top ammo.
Okay, I'll shoot one time. Someone's getting anything.
I just want ammo. Give me time.
Tower?
On you down.
Near tower shit on. Fall like bottom ammo. Stairs. I got
Stairs. Watch out stairs.
I got stairs.
It simply does not get better than that. Rocker backs against the wall now here at P1.
Yeah, I mean, look, FaZe just have a way of breaking certain players and certain teams. A lot of people cannot keep up, and Minnesota have not been able to keep up. Even with Draz's slow start, it has just felt inevitable. But Minnesota Rocker also a team that maybe levels up the more difficult things get, where they're going to have to do so now, because everybody on FaZe popping pieces on rotation. They'll have P2 first.
There we go. Here comes the grit. And it's pulled right through point. 3 down immediately. 4 down as well. The grit factor engaged. Estrel now eyes on the back.
Yeah, and he just spawns or stuns the players all out spawn, so they don't even want to wrap through hold. They're trying to go for the time. They're trying to go through P1 where Nero is posted. for a spawn trap blender. Now, number 7, Simp is going to spawn out, but the rest of FaZe still trapped on the right side. If Minnesota manage this, they can win this rotation too.
Minnesota management now working a miracle, fighting their way forward. Here comes Estro now, man alone on the point. Coverage over the top side. Is it going to be enough? He stays alive for a Moa. BZ slips in, gets on the time. No one there to pick him up. So that's going to be FaZe in the hard point. Get BZ out if you can. Great shots out of Paul. 10 seconds to go here on 2. 3's wide open.
And you're just playing kills to play keep away. You just want to keep them out at a time, make sure they don't have too much of a lead, make sure no one worries about those spawns. Minnesota in control of P3, but they don't have any front pressure.
Not at all. Great timing out of Nero. Finds himself another 2. Might be 3 in the field.
Oh my
good God. Oh, another 4 down. Rocker are roaring.
There's only one way. They're going through on the ground. 2 players from FaZe dropping low, 2 working through top mid. Nero had it, but Simp guns him.
Yeah, Simp guns him now. Up to the top we go. 2 HP somehow finds the kill. It's Abe with a team kill. Here we go, folks. What a hard point this is shaping up to be. One good crack at this.
Yeah, can't take the zip line, can't take the outer route, but you can take the gunny. If BZ drops one of the most important players, and the finesse is there to drop 2 big plays when you need them. BZ and Simp broke them down.
Break them down now through the front. The last players, and it's Simp with the coverage upstairs. What an unbelievable turn. FaZe keep it together. Immaculate holds, supreme breaks. Even the grit of Rocker was no problem there. What a start to the series.
Yeah, and the kind of start that is a prototypical FaZe experience, I feel like, where like Minnesota, we know how all of the players can be. We know Nero can have these pop-off moments. He had 2 different 3 pieces in crucial time as well. Like on the P2, making sure you get nice and stable and getting the cutoff kills as well. They delivered for the hard plays, but then they end up just getting broken down. Even with the perfect setup, the perfect push, everything sort of like in their grasp. FaZe can just be overwhelming, and Abizi again on that route through grass, picking up 2 huge kills, and I mean, he finished with 33, so Minnesota Rocker maybe brought their best, and they certainly tested Atlanta, but those are just ridiculous stats. I mean, Simp, 27 with 17 assists, maybe even crazier than what Abizi delivered, because Simp had even more damage, even more hill time. He was Mr. Do-It-All.
That was unbelievable protocol. A fantastic start to our series, folks. Rocker, again, 1 or 2 tiny moments. Paul finding that perfect kill in the back, and Abizi just managing to slip through. It's a tiny moment like that, a moment of chaos. Another moment, the P4. I mean, FaZe, it wasn't this one, it was the second set. That was, during the listening, some of the best holds you'll see, again, turning what is a very chaotic point into a very simple affair. FaZe just make sure that I've got the left, I've got the right, perfect timing, you find the kills at the front, you're counting players efficiently. Everything was there, man. It was so simple, it was so easy, it was so good.
Yeah, and I mean, still, just because I feel like Atlanta FaZe, you know, clearly the better team as it stands at this point in time. But Minnesota Rocker brought the fight. A couple different P4 breaks they needed to get. They're down by a ton. They end up situating themselves on the map and at least put themselves in good spots towards the end. I think the biggest mishap in my mind was like sort of the second P3 rotation we had, where they just didn't play for the rotation at all, but then they were down and they created moments like this. Like Nero went from like a double negative performance, goes on a tear towards the end and maybe finish with like a 0.9, but they always make it interesting. They find a way.
Well, indeed, again, Rocker, a superb hardpoint. All considerations there. Against most other teams, that would have been a pretty dominant victory, but against FaZe, they had a hot hand. And again, Rocket, a start chance that they wanted to have in a good way. It wasn't bad. They didn't fizzle out, you know, early on. They got things going straight out the gates. That's a great sign for the team in general. That's what we worried about at the desk. That's what we've worried about with Rocket all season long. And again, a good indicator of how strong this game was. Look how close it was. 2-3, 3-4 there from FaZe in the second set. That was the difference maker. That was the separation. But again, Rocker pulled it right back. Superb hard point there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also like what the desk was talking about before the series. Puckett posed the question, who's going to get the most kills in this series? And I think we found out who pays attention. Ali picked Simp. Always a good shout, never a complaint. But then Nameless shouted out Geo, and Puckett was like, no, Estriel's the guy. Against Atlanta FaZe, that has been the case, and he got 33 in map number 1. So on the foot race to most kills, I think Puckett and Ali might have the lead.
Oh, find out. Red card, you're not going to see as many kills here in Search and Destroy. Or will we? You never know, folks. Red card, though, between these two teams' shots, bound to be an absolute treat as well. How are we leaning for this one?
I mean, it's hard to pick against Atlanta FaZe, especially when they're in form, and it really doesn't matter what the map is. Like, maybe the vault for map 5 could be a good shootout, but I just think it's going to be a similar sort of map number 1. We know Minnesota Rocker are a good S&D team. We know they can bring the heat. We know this is a map that they've played quite a bit as well. They got the repetitions online and on LAN, but you have to bring your A game, and you can't fault and make any mistakes. So we'll see if they can handle it. Again, I have high expectations for Estriel to be able to deliver, but can the ARs bounce back from the mouthborn performance and the likes of Draza and Celium? Because I know if Draza has a bad map, he'll bounce back very quickly.
Yeah, he doesn't really have too many in a row, let's face it. Draza, low left-hand side of your screen, but the man we're going to be talking about, the Phenom, the man who started things off very, very well for FaZe, of course, Simp. I mean, Chance, what more can we say about Simp that hasn't already been said? This is how stage 1 and stage 2 have gone so far, and as far as I mean, everything's up except for his opening window. That is the major change there, and I suppose, is that enough of a difference there in the stats?
Okay, well, where he's taking a slight dip in opening window, I mean, he's got a BZ. That's not his job on the team. Like, if it comes his way, that's fine. It's the fact that he's getting much more involved and getting a higher level of production. So he was already good in stage number 1. A 1.18 KD is fantastic. That's amongst the top in the league. And Simp was like, you know what? I've understood like the primary play. I know how to win these gunfights. Now I know how to get the 2 pieces. So he's evolving. By the time we get to stage 5, he's going to know how to get an ace every single round.
And he won't. I mean, his opening duel percentage might be so strange because he won't get any opening duels. It will all be A. Here we go. Red card. A lot of fun so far in Black Ops 6. And it's been an interesting run for FaZe. The last 4 search and destroys, a freebie against Optic essentially in map 2, but apart from that, everyone else has been giving him the hand. Surge, a dangerous team in search and destroy, is their resurgence here in the run up towards Major 2 has been something we've all been taking notice of. Now we're going to take notice of FaZe on attack over towards A.
Yeah, I think Surge is one of 2 like anomaly teams that we have in the league at this moment, so that's going to be the response for the 2 losses there. But I think Minnesota on defense more or less guessed wrong. They didn't stack up the A side at all. That's exactly where FaZe has aggressively brought this bomb to. So much so that Simp has pushed past it, maybe waiting out a couple nades, but he's going to get the bomb down uncontested, and by the looks of it, away with his life. Ah, my bad, bro. I jinxed it. Should've stayed still.
You're bad. You're bad. Nero got it as well. Wow, this has been a fantastic counter-offensive here from Rocker. A lot of noise being made right now by the Rocker boys. Nero slips through, manages to find one. Celium left alone. Last man now in trouble, and Rocker surely line up for this. But wait, Estriel on the defuse brought down. Can Celium somehow? No. Get it done. Geo, last man there in the feed. 20 on the defuse. Rocker, nice retake.
And you know, that had to have been the strat as well, of like give up the site entirely. But if they're going for the plant, here's all the positions we need to make sure we can execute. If Simp stays still, I think Atlanta FaZe have like a few better chances or throws a couple shoulders. But the second he gets caught, well, you're a man down. And now like Paul X is in the window. He's a massive concern. Estriel can get active over towards Ticket. He's going to be a massive concern. So really just a very well calibrated retake strat from Minnesota. I think Atlanta FaZe is going to have to figure out how to respond.
Estriel's body there slumped over the bomb site, even though he was prone. I think when he died, crazy. Who knows? Stood up at the last second. These are the things that keep me up at night. Abe, first blood. Who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought it?
A novel way as well. It's not just the gun, you know?
Does that count as a duel? I think it might. Anyway, well, he's on B bomb site. He's got himself into position. Nero will be doing this as quietly as possible. Estriel, not about that quiet life. Bang. Pulls a BZ out of position and puts him on his back.
Yeah, I think if BZ was like, the stun didn't hit me, they don't know I'm here, let me get aggressive, but Estriel is built different. And he also has Geo with an interesting position. If you can get the pick on Celium, you get a 2v2. Ooh. And if they get this pick and wrap out towards A, then they're geniuses, or Celium is quite literally built different.
He's unbelievable. Wait. Estriel's making a big old fight here. Draws and Sim. What a position to be in. Estriel so tagged. And he's going to be able to get away with his life for now. So in 20 seconds time, he's got to find 2 kills or somehow plant a B.
Oh, FaZe are just smarter.
They can roll the dice a little harder here. There we go.
Wow.
They just keep it together. He's going to double back towards B. They read it perfectly. Nice try, Austrial. Hell of a lot of damage.
That's what it looks like to play. Yeah, sure, but that's what it looks like to play against FaZe, of like, you think you're making the perfect play. Geo is working the perfect pinch. You think he catches Selim off guard, and then Selim, his instincts just on point, turns at the last second, wins the gunfight, and you're just left asking of like, how did this guy know that? And then Estriel does the same thing, like 1v2. He's got a little bit of time to go plant over towards A. He gives it 10 seconds of space, thinks Atlanta FaZe are going to wrap. Nope, they just read you like a book. It's not ideal when guys that shoot and think like Atlanta FaZe are also some of the smartest players in the league. It is a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. For them, a dream. At times. Opening salvo of nades have hit. Abizi is mostly stunned, so now he's still going to make his way over towards that A-bomb site. And again, Rocker not necessarily in position for this. They did retake successfully in the first round. Will lightning strike twice. Or will FaZe maybe find something here? No, they're down 2 again. Deja vu, if you will. Wow! Rocker, once again, 3v1. They've got full control of the bomb site, and now they have Draza pinned in position and even more effective than the first round. Another wonderful retake.
Yeah, and I think now FaZe are quite literally like, they might have to just start going to B. I think they made the adjustment, at least from Sim's perspective, in that after he got the bomb playing off, he played tighter around the site instead of trying to like escape and get caught by the guy playing in the top window. But his teammates just got picked apart before that, and especially that read on Nero. I don't know how many times we've seen people play the corner. Selim was just in, so it's an atypical spot, but Nero there in the right spot to make the read, and another good breakdown. So on the defensive end for Minnesota Rocker, ticket control has been a massive factor. Of course, on the retakes on the site as well, always having the nades for the job.
Yeah, just when you think like everything's safe, Sim eats a double frag right on top of the bomb site. Brilliant. B-bomb hits now. The bomb, though, not so much. Estriel, the lone man there, he is posted up on the flank. Now, if he goes down, though, that will spell doom for the objective play, but it's happened. 2 ships have passed silently in the night, but Abizi not quiet whatsoever. First blood to his name, and a sneaky plant at A is taking place right now.
Yeah, but everyone's going to be dead. Everyone's going to be dead. Goodbye, Paul. You're going to die. Goodbye, Geo. You're going to get traded, or at the very least hunted down, and it's 2 players now working Estriel, so Simp just has to keep Geo at bay, and you clear out the 2v1, you win the round.
So you win the round. Okay, there's one. Estriel can't get the pair. Okay, now it's a serious problem. Can you get across map fast enough, Geo? Can you get across map fast enough and check the corners? You cannot. An unbelievably bold gambit from Minnesota Rocker. And there it is. This is the confirmation, the human confirmation that the bomb is being defused.
And we didn't get to see it, unfortunately, but on the mini-map, there was some crazy COD timing happening. The 2 players on FaZe that flanked and basically win them the round by, you know, having the extra men for the gunfights over towards bleachers, they ran directly on top of Estriel. Like, the bomb symbol on the mini-map was completely covered by the white arrow, so I don't know what angles just had, but Estriel just got some insane timing to let those players get through. And of course, the idea was there to go for the cheeky A plant. I love the idea, but COD timing, I think, broke it down.
Yeah, I think the mere fact that he didn't shoot or engage tells me he didn't see them. Because they're 2 freebies, you'd absolutely take the shots like that. Crazy, crazy situation. We may never know. Estriel, though, RCXD in a great spot here. Certainly putting the FaZe boys on edge. I think it has been taken care of. So now Sim will make his way back over what looks like could be towards the A-bomb site again, Chance.
Well, this is the position that's been breaking down the post plant as well. So Draza just takes the high ground.
Wow.
So long term, you're feeling good, and short term, you're feeling even better. Sim for the first blood. You get tags on Paul X. He's caught between a Simp and a Celium. Not ideal. FaZe, they have the man advantage.
The man advantage now, and they will soon have full hit points in order to attack the A-bomb site with. And again, Sim, trophy, concussion, and frag. Absolutely loaded on the approach. Selim now makes the round. An absolute doddle. There we go. FaZe, don't get the bomb planted. They just pick Rocker apart.
Yeah, clinical, man. Again, the top window position has been a pretty big thorn in their side, so they just take the mid-map, get draws up in the window, and go from there. He gets the intel on the guy sort of coming out of spawn, and Sim's there to shred the first one. Then everybody else is just getting traded. And Selim involved in, 3 out of the 4 gunfights we had in that round. His EKIA is going to be looking very nice.
Oh, very big indeed. Maybe I was wrong about the amount of kills we're going to see here in the Search and Destroy. 7 and 3 from Selim already. How far can he go? So only a 1-round advantage right now for Atlanta FaZe. It has been a delightful game of Search. Opening exchanges. Not a whole lot, but contact here at the A bomb site. FaZe giving up B. They're committing to this. Will Rocker concede any manpower on the way towards the site? The answer is maybe, baby. Here we go. Trades down. Selim fighting forward. Comes Simp, gives the advantage to FaZe.
That's right. You kill one SMG in that spot, you're thinking you're safe. The next SMG just pops up from the ghost of a BZ. Now bomb down, you're gonna have to figure things out. And while Estriel has had a lot of success, the ARs in map number 1 struggled. This is redemption time.
Good luck, Geo. From down low. The slow pie of the site. Draza gun up the ready. He's ironed. And here comes the battle. Reinforcements are there, though, in the form of Paul X. Space now on the site to fight with. 20 seconds to go, and a rapid flank now from FaZe. Trying to get themselves in a position to stop this happening, but they can't. Here we go, folks. 2v2 on the bomb.
Sim's just waiting for the call. Selling it. Oh, yeah, they just want to get somebody one shot and try to isolate. They got tags in, but right now, Minnesota Rocker, they're keeping him at bay. Atlanta FaZe don't really know what to do, but Simp shreds the first guy. Geo's one shot, and Simp might just be sent in for the kill. They're going the patient route.
And that's it. As soon as you get the health advantage, you press the advantage. And Simp on the run around. Selim might have let it happen on the cross, though. Simp, perfect timing, and 14 seconds to go. Not a bad effort whatsoever from Geo. But a clinical 2v2 there on the bomb. FaZe pressing forward here in Search.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Simp is on a 6 spree. He just got a defuse. He is going to be getting very close to a cruise missile. A rare thing to see in S&D, but might just be on his way. And him and Selim, I mean, this is years of built-up chemistry they have. They were able to take that 2v2. So patient. Let them get the plant off, get the tags in. Even when, like, Paul X is tagged up by sight, they don't overcommit and run it down. They end up just playing off the information. Handle it super well. So a 6 spree from Simp, 4 spree from Selim, a massive advantage, and Estriel maybe hunted down in a few moments.
He's trying. He's pressing it. Can't win. That is a tremendous first blood once again from Simp. Ever so closer to that dreaded Hellstorm. We'll find out though, folks. Stun check. Can't win the fight. Nero, though, flying forward. He's not able to save his teammates, so the Guardian Angel not necessarily there. Geo falls in the back line, and now a 2v3. FaZe again with a man advantage on the B-bomb site.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Simp falls, so no cruise, but you'll take the round win if you get it. And Draza is just going to deliver it to you, and Paul X gets Cobb one shot. Here's the whole team challenging you. I think Atlanta FaZe have done their red card homework as well, just going for the no-show strat, baiting Estriel into death. A few different rounds where Atlanta FaZe, they just big brain it, let alone with the overwhelming force they already have.
Oh, dude, I was going to say, it's not just their brains, it is the brawn of FaZe. And now we might be equipped with a Hellstorm. Oh, I didn't see it in the end, but Simp is incredibly close to it. And this would be, I believe, the first in a league match of Search and Destroy. Rocker, it's time to pull out all the stops, trying to show us some magic. Here we go.
I don't think Selim actually has his driver's license.
That's fine. His RCXDs are great. Simp is in, again, one of the dirtiest positions. A very common spot, though, and it will be naded out. So, yeah, he's going to eat that. Rocker, the second aid, not necessarily there to pick it up. And we are so close to this one. Did you get one kill? And that is yours. Here we go.
Assassination, meat shield. Abizi's hunting down. Abizi's going to have a meat shield. Yep, here it is. Thank you. Welcome to death, Geo. And we're so sorry. Oh, wait, Selim, you said no, it doesn't have a driver's license. Yo, Selim can't drive. Abizi can do whatever he wants. Easy S&D, Atlanta FaZe, about to get a hot 3-0.
That's a stinking hot map. Wow, FaZe. There was so much happening there, folks. Oh, man, for such a tough run there for Rocker. Everything was looking fine, and Abe. Hey, guys, you dropped this. I found it for you, and I thought I'd just return to sender. Wow, Rocker. A disgusting round from Atlanta FaZe to go 2-0 up in the series. And the rounds that Rocker won was so good, Chance. Those retakes were so good. But the rounds they lose from FaZe are just disgusting as well. I mean, that was a good game of Surge.
They start clapping Minnesota. Great 2 rounds of S&D. I mean, you're not wrong. They were 2 great rounds of S&D, but yeah, absolutely picked apart after that. Maybe Simp heard you making fun of his first blood. You're like 55%. That's terrible. It's not. That's one of the better ones we have in the league, but now he goes 3-1 in the first blood category. So Simp, just like map number 1, did everything but get a meat shield.
Yeah. aBeZy now. How many he got on the year? I think it's his second, possibly. It could be his first in an actual game, but yeah, after the hard point, search and destroy, not terribly close, folks. Control shenanigans there on Protocol will continue, but until then, hey, we got to see it literally all here. This was it. Oh no, Nero. Yeah, lean back in your chair. You're in trouble. Your boys are going down, and Gio is fighting for his life. I mean, the only sort of saving grace here, Chance, is that you know where he's coming from. You're like, yeah, you know, he's got me. He's got me. And aBeZy, it counts as a 2-piece once he picks up the final kill. FaZe. What a round. Dude, what a game. Good series so far, folks. But that being said, it's a 2-0. And up next is Control and Desk. What are we thinking about them FaZe picks?
You can end the show right now. That's your scuff play of the year. aBeZy picking up kills while holding Nero hostage. This is just the Tiny Terrors causing chaos in search and destroy. And you picked Minnesota, and they were within 16 points on Hardpoint. Where do you want to start in this series? What's been going on?
Yeah, I mean, really, the Tiny Terrors are taking over. I mean, you think about that first Hardpoint, like Mini crawled back into it. What happens? Well, aBeZy makes a play. But let's talk about the search and destroy here for a moment. Started off great. I mean, also retake on the side of Minnesota Rocker. They had a good defense over near A. FaZe tried to go up that way. They were getting first bloods early. And then after that, FaZe just kicked it into gear, man. They started to shut down Estriel. We saw a really interesting offensive round out of Atlanta FaZe where Simp just kind of goes through hedges, cuts through mid, and he plays for the player that's wrapping back for me. In this case, it's Estriel, right? Once you find that kill, you just have so much leeway. And, you know, for Rocker, they've taken a lot of stabs at this map, man. Between this and Protocol, they've tried to add it to their pool. 1 and 9 on those 2 maps.
Ban it out.
Yeah. And for Atlanta FaZe, like, it just literally felt like a pack of wolves, like, hunting. Like, it felt like during the search and destroy, it was kind of playing like hide and seek, but the entire time Minnesota Rocker was trying to hide while Atlanta FaZe was seeking. And this is just a testament to how much better their search and destroy has gotten over the past couple of weeks. And also, like, the situationals from the side of Atlanta FaZe were a lot better. There's a lot of awkward rounds in the search and destroy where it felt like Minnesota Rocker left in a couple 2v2s or 2v3 situations, and they just didn't know what to do. Where Atlanta FaZe, you could tell the communication was on point. They were always moving in with a plan. Where, like, there were moments where Minnesota was like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. Like, there's nowhere to go because Atlanta FaZe has you surrounded.
That final round was chaos. I think we saw Cellium blow up Drossa with an RC card. There was a lot going on. But at the end of it, it is a search and destroy in favor of Atlanta. And we will see them with an opportunity to close things out 3-0 on Control. Let's talk about the respawn, though, Allie, because game 1, surprisingly close. It was the Tiny Terrors having to clutch up at the end.
Yeah, I didn't hate the map 1 from the side of Minnesota Rocker. It was definitely a slow start. You know, maybe it is that 3 p.m. curse that Ant was talking about, but it was a very slow start to that hard point, but they battled back in the end.
Well, it was close, right? It's like 130 to 140 game. And then in that moment, like, there was just a massive P3 hold on the side of Atlanta FaZe, chained into underground. Mini had to call their way back in, as Minnesota do. We get down to the very end. Nero finds 3. And I would like to see Nero, like, give up outside field and back up and just kind of play his life, maybe behind ammo stacks. But you can see aBeZy just wins a lot of big ones. He wins a big one on Nero outside, and then immediately goes through right side past ammo, wins another big one, just catches the timing of the guy sliding out, and then ends up flipping the spawn. Sip comes in and finds 3 kills. There's just these moments in games where it's like, even if things are going wrong, Atlanta FaZe is going to be able to do. They have the right players.
And it's also a huge moment of communication from the side of Atlanta FaZe, right? It's just that chemistry and what this duo has built up in the past couple of years. Because you could see on the screen aBeZy literally waiting for Simp to get closer to that front door so that they could push together. And it's the situationals that set Atlanta FaZe apart from the rest of the series.
Yeah, Trazzle was 1 and 10 and they were tie game.
Yeah.
These guys are having themselves a series, man. aBeZy, unbelievable. Simp, crazy.
You said Simp was going to drop the most numbers in this series. Well, after that search and destroy, he catches right up to aBeZy. This has been a fun one to watch. Minnesota, though, has 2 reverse sweeps in their history. They did it both during our first minor tournament. Do you do it against the best team in the game? The top 2 team in the game, I should say?
It'll be tough. I mean, but we've seen Atlanta FaZe get smoked on this map by Vancouver Surge, right? Not saying Mini's Vancouver Surge, but it's entirely possible. And for Mini, they've put a lot of work in their control. It's been improved throughout this stage. They have 10 reps on protocol. They've been winning it recently. So it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Could happen.
Yes.
Probably won't, but it could happen.
I could see that from the side of Protocol. I could see Minnesota Rocker taking this map number 3 just because of how that hardpoint went and they battled back in. I feel like they're warmer right now, but the issue comes for me is when we go to that Hacienda map number 4. I think Atlanta FaZe are trying to work on their map pool, and there's a reason it's in this series.
Chance, Simp or Abizi? Who drops bigger bombs in Control?
I'll go with Abizi. I feel like Simp has been a little more objective-minded, so Abizi's going to have more freedom to go and pick up all the errant kills.
I am glad that Chris put in Control at the end of that sentence because I thought he was talking about something else. Control, though, folks, is the next mode we are going to be playing. And again, FaZe, if you've just joined us, are up 2-0 here against Minnesota Rocker. But Chance, the grit, the Rocker comeback. I wear the skin in game. It gives me this incredible boost when I go down 100 points in a game of ranked hardpoint. This is going to be the case, though. Rocker, they've got the reverse sweeps in the year. They've got a couple of good ones. And again, they seem to just turn up when things get tough. And things could not be tougher right now being down 2-0. It does help, though, if you wear your headsets, Paul and Joe. It does help.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to figure something out. Who knows? But Minnesota Rockers certainly love nothing more than CDL airtime. So if there's an opportunity to go to Game 5, they're going to try to make it happen. Protocol Control, a very interesting one. Nameless did a lot of good sort of setup for it in that a lot of repetitions for Minnesota Rocker as of recent, and they've been looking good on the map. And for Atlanta FaZe, they've been dominant on Protocol Control, but they do have recent losses. That being said, with the new zone being changed, that B zone back over towards Lighthouse, Atlanta FaZe are like the best team on offense by a decent margin. So you got to bring the heat on your own offensive rounds, and that means you got to avoid the spawn trap at all costs, which if Paul X and Geo can't hear, will be a problem.
I think they can hear. They know what's going on.
Also, Nero's got like a lion's mane going on. He's got as much hair on the bottom of his face as the top. Yeah, he's doing the full circle.
I wonder if he takes his headset off, he's got the same amount of hair on the side as well. That would be something very special indeed. But Nero, a force to be reckoned with. And the gameplay improves the more hair he has. So take it from me, brother. As soon as you shave it, you lose your powers. In we go, though. Fist bumps have met. It is now time to get into Control.
I got another fun Nero fact for you. So Stellium doesn't have his driver's license. Nero, I think, grew up like 2 blocks away from where Nameless used to live, like back in the day. Something like that, or within like a mile. Like basically neighbors, you know?
I also just think I watched Paul X pop the Minnesota Rocker, so this could be a... Let's get it, baby! Let's go! Here we have possibly the final map of the series or the beginning of the Rocker comeback. Because let's face it, man, this is a good series, 2 good teams. I want a little bit more. Just a little bit more, people. Let's get it.
So you're telling me Paul's about to drop like a 1.6.
Unbelievable. He is locked right now. I know Wheeler is cackling somewhere in Columbus. Over to Sim. Doink. The draws, though, finds the first 2. And that's going to be a little bit of love towards A, and again, the classic overshoot, push up towards spawn, Geo right on top of it. Bad news, it's Simp, and he is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Into the spawns, we are out. Second segment, A, long gone.
Also, I don't know if I've anyone like play that situation like Simp just did, like flying to get that like outer control as well, but I think that's actually, well, I say actually, it's Simp doing it. It's obviously a great idea, but one I think I might try to steal in ranked a little bit later. So lovely idea early on to get 2 ticks on A, and Atlanta FaZe turning the tables over towards the B zone. Pollux is here waiting in the wings, but Minnesota didn't help him in that moment. He gets picked apart, and now the progress on B continues.
It was not good for his health, was it? Cell. Again, Abe's situation right now. He's got the perfect read. No, dude! No, oh, he knows. He knows. He's got a player trapped, and Paul can't even make the push. That's right. You're helping this player cap the point. This is a disgusting attack on the B zone. One of the more foul we have seen. And with 2 minutes now to capture the A zone, it's nearly over. Oh, Abe, you are one mean little mother. First round phase.
I hate this guy, dude, and he has such like a childlike laugh.
He's so nice. He's having so much fun.
He's so gleeful. And he's enjoying himself playing video games.
Oh, no,
I
it's the
hate
best
this
play
guy.
as well. It's the oh no, that's so tough. But honest to God, a great round from FaZe, man. The B attack was one thing. The meat shield certainly helps. A genuine, you know, you pull the player out of the play for the duration of that whole moment. You get a kill with it, and then Abe gets a lot of extra points for that too. So that is a tough moment. Rocker go down around. We called it. The attacking rounds from FaZe. They're sweet.
Yeah, the body shield. Yeah, that's right. There we go. Minnesota making the comeback plays. This is how you do it. This is how you shut down FaZe. Minnesota built different, or maybe this is just on my end. Honestly, I have no idea. Was your map lagging right there, Miles?
Yeah, it's a little bit of server lag. I think everything's good. We are still continuing.
Yeah, it looks good now.
Still...
So I think that's just our end.
Yeah, BC though on the 6th spree. Look how close he is to the Hellstorm as well. And Draz picking up kills all over the place here, defensively on spawn. So the attacking round was so good for FaZe. Defense looking solid so far. That's going to be a big one there. And again, we are getting closer and closer to that Hellstorm for Abizi.
And here's a look at Damien. Is that you, Damien? On an 8 spree, 9-1.
Nah, here it comes.
The spawn is Satan.
Here it comes. There it is in the back pocket. Oh, Abizi. Tyler Farris, folks. Honestly. Oh, don't do the trophy first. This is unbelievable. Some of the finest gameplay you may ever see. Abizi, 14-2 with a historic first round straight into the second. This one's nearly done.
Oh, I don't even... I feel bad.
Nah,
All X is 0-6.
Wow. There's not a whole lot you can do when you are trapped this bad. Again, Rocker, we came into this series touting them as a very, a strong contender against FaZe, and they are good. But they are being worked right now by otherworldly, interdimensional demons that are Atlanta FaZe. This is something else, folks. Do not adjust your sets. Do not refresh your windows. Okay, good stuff, Estral. We're getting out of spawn at least.
Oh, yeah, but here's 15-3.
Oh, God.
There's 16-3 behind you.
Look at this engagement, in and out, perfect. A mastery of movement.
Thank you,
stuff
Estral.
again. Estral, thank you again.
And then his teammate's got 3-piece.
Seconds though. As you battle for it, 2, 1, on the dot. Are we able to get the zone?
It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. There we go.
That is ridiculous.
Wow.
I mean, the attention at BZ just drags in spawn. He gets the 1 kill on like the 4th player in line from Minnesota, and now number 2 and number 3 in line from Minnesota turn around in trips. Abizi's 1 shot, but he gets into tools, and then Minnesota's like, well, do we play for him? Do we try to go forward? They make different decisions, and in spite of the fact that eventually you do kill him, Estriel makes a nice play. While Estriel is doing that, his teammates got pieced by the other tear in Simp, and then it's 3-piece. So you're having to work so hard just to deal with 1 player in Abizi, and then you get to the next man in line, and it's freaking Simp. And meanwhile, Draza and Celium literally do not have to do anything. They're hanging out.
Hanging out. Heavy presence here from Rocker in the middle of the map. Geo can't get much more out of that one, and A put down finally. That's what you want to be seeing here from Minnesota Rocker. Beautiful stuff here. That is a nice 3 down. Last man up, Abizi, and he's in trouble. Get the pressure on. Do not give FaZe a chance to wind up. Do not give him a chance to land any more Falcon punches on you boys. It has been mean so far. Rocker now contending for the next wave.
And he got the crossfire set up as well. Geo and Estriel there for the trades. Estriel the cleanup crew. He's on a 4 spree. Has a little bit of help that he might not need. Atlanta FaZe trying to regroup just to get out of spawn. And Estriel gets dropped, and his teammate might have just left him. Paulex is going for the flank, so Estriel's died. Paulex is officially chasing a ghost, and by the time he kills Sim, the floodgates, at least over towards that A zone, may have just been opened. Atlanta FaZe have now gotten the trips control and can start working out of spawn.
Yeah, they got him. Still get out of spawn. 25 seconds to get onto a zone. As much love as we gave, there we go, onto A. And we're giving FaZe all the love in the world. It's absolutely well-deserved. Ridiculous 2 rounds. But this is a great one from Rocker. Try and get Simp off the point. A single segment done, but that's all they're going to walk away with so far. 20 seconds to go. Estriel now steps up to the plate. Can he deliver? Gets himself at least 1. Geo finds the stairwell. 15 to go. Nice work, Rocker.
And I still think this is a good example of like the pressure that Atlanta FaZe really provides of players that we're used to seeing having really good KDs, being really good spots, having a lot of little moments like missed stuns, small things here and there that just accumulate. Estriel is one of the few players that is just super consistent against them. 2 different sprees. Estriel goes on in that round and handles business on the defensive end. Had a 4 spree at the start of the round and goes on a 5 or 6 spree there towards the end. So I think Estriel earns his gas. And once again, a strong performance against a top team. It's not an easy thing to do. Very few players in the league can manage it, but he is in the ranks.
Well, a sigh of relief. And an opportunity now to recalibrate, Rocker. You have fought tooth and nail to survive. Fought tooth and nail in the series, let alone. Can you pull another round and get us to 5?
They got to make sure they avoid the spawn trap. Talk about a moment where you just want and need a strong opening break. And again, I do believe this is on our end just because the players are locked in. There's no weird reactions. Oh, I say that. Maybe Geo is. Maybe that's just how he plays.
No.
Oh, yeah, these boys are common. They're common.
Oh, yeah, this is a confirmation. We just had an issue with our observer client. That's all. It's just our observers. The game is still great. Players are not feeling this. It is simply the observers for now, folks. We'll have a look at that for the later matches. But in the meantime, it's a little bit of love towards A here from Rocker. Simp, though, getting the damage done. Estriel can't get any more of that life, and against Celium, he and Draz fight their way out of spawn now, getting some pressure on the middle of the map for FaZe.
And that's like the guys that are pushed up on the map going for spawn kills, and Nero and Geo, they lose it, they get dropped because they got 2-piece by Simp, and then off spawn they got 2-piece by Abizi. And now everybody's working out of spawn, and it is the diabolical. And in the meantime, we need Simp find that time to get more kills than Abizi.
Hey, look, I don't know, man. I don't know. You're out of spawn, though. You're going to contend with the BZ in a few seconds because, again, the rapid advancement right now from Atlanta FaZe is proving to be a little bit too much to handle. Draz, nice shots on the first. No more in that tank for that one. But first segment at A gone. Abe's going to call in one of his well-earned streaks so far in this map. But this Hellstorm will be very effective indeed, at least getting them off the point, allowing his teammates to pick up at least 3 in the feed, and that is Celium feasting from down low.
Yeah, and listen, obviously the spawn trap blender on the offensive end has been a massive factor, but Nero is one of those players that when he is able to get aggressive, get inside your spawn, he can pick teams apart, but against Atlanta FaZe, just double negative. His entire game plan gets shut down, and it is against the top teams that you have to fine-tune your gameplay, and it's not an easy thing to do, but a lot of players suffer. Minnesota down the line, eviscerated in a very hot 3-0.
One of the most disgusting 3-0s and one of the most disgusting rounds of control. Abizi did it, folks. We will be talking about that one at least for the next 24 hours. Atlanta FaZe came to play today, and play they did. It was strictly business. No funny games, despite 2 body shields from Abizi. Valid strategies in both instances, completely viable, and absolutely accounted to that 3-0. Wow. Rocker, a little bit of soul searching, not too much. They're still a tough team.
Yeah, body shield is completely overpowered. Like once you get it, you're just in a golden situation, basically, no matter what. But Simp and Abizi just racing each other to see who can get the more kills. Simp somehow passed him. Abizi went on like a 10 or 11 spree in that game. He was 17-4 at one point. And it's not like he slowed down, he stayed consistent, but Simp just leapfrogged him. Ended up getting 19 kills on the defensive end. Protocol is dark and full of terrors.
Truly full of terrors. A very fast series for Atlanta FaZe, 234. That first hard point feels like a long and distant memory chance. A distant memory and a good one at that for the Rocker squad. But after the search and after the control, we say adieu, boys. We say see you later. This